Welcome. My name is Dream Whisperer, and I wanted to share some stories I found on people who successfully shifted. Whether you are watching this because you need motivation to shift or simply are interested in reality shifting, I hope you enjoy. So I found a user who calls herself Vanilla Love. She has gathered a reputation for herself and has some very interesting posts on how reality shifting works from her point of view and shares a lot of information about it, which is worth reading for yourself. It all begins like this. It all started 11 years ago. I was 5 back then. My brother, 9, told me that he used to be somewhere else whenever he sleeps and that he would come back randomly throughout the day. After some time, he realized that he can do it conscious and decided to tell me about it. Of course, I loved that idea and tried it right away. And it worked. First, I want to explain my theory why I shifted within 5 minutes, then I'll tell you what we did. So, what you'll hear pretty often on my profile is me talking about limited beliefs, the human brain, the society. We get bombed with them all the time, and we get used to it. But kids cannot understand those limited beliefs. Their mind is pure and free, like it's supposed to be. How it would be without our circumstances. It's a very interesting and complex topic, but I'll break it down to one example. You are telling a 5 and a 45-year-old that unicorns don't exist. The 45-year-old will definitely agree with you. I mean, how are they supposed to? The society taught us that they're fake, right? The child probably won't understand that. Why shouldn't unicorns exist? Their mind can't explain these limited beliefs. So, of course, unicorns are very normal for them. And what did we do to shift? We intended to. First, I was actually quite confused, but my brother told me that I am there. I just have to notice it. And that's what I did. I got aware of it. It was like magic to us, our little secret. We were just kids having fun. We went to amusement parks, traveled around, ate as much ice cream as we wanted. We started living other lives, with other families and friends. We got a total of 6 lives, this included, and over 100 of realities just because. After a year, my brother trusted me enough to shift alone. I visited all my favorite books and TV shows. I lived as a fairy or a mermaid in the ocean. My brother did the same, just trying out the things he couldn't do with me. This went on for another 4 years, but for us it was like decades. Till one day he got in my room, crying, telling me that I can't shift again, or we wouldn't be friends anymore. I was incredibly confused, and of course, I didn't want to stop. I got whole lives there. People I loved, people that loved me. But he was very, very persisting, even if he didn't want to tell me why. So I stopped shifting at the age of 10. I found out why a few months later. My brother shifted and ended up in a terrible horror game. Please remember now that we were little kids that had no idea what we were doing. We didn't know such things were possible. We didn't know we could script. We didn't even know that you called it shifting. We knew absolutely nothing. I still have no idea how we did this. Can you imagine shifting at 5 years old? And having no limiting beliefs? Must be nice. That was personally one of my favorite stories. Check out this next story I found of a user who successfully shifted to Hogwarts. It's gone midnight, but I just had the most intense experience and I need to share it. I tried a new method too, so I'm going to share everything in as much detail as I can. I was already exhausted, and it was 11 p.m. I'm laying in bed on my back, eyes open, staring at a fixed point and breathing deeply. Breathing in, I say I'm sleepy, and out I say, I'm in a deep sleep. I repeat this 5 times slowly, relaxing my whole body. Then I closed my eyes. I continue breathing. In, I am shifting to Hogwarts. Out, I am at Hogwarts. I do this between 5, 10 times, no exact count. I get comfy on my side and alternate between telling myself I am at Hogwarts and saying facts. For example, my DR name, the year, my relationships, etc. Whilst picturing the place in my DR I want to wake up in until I fall asleep. Then I felt my consciousness leave my body. My eyes were still shut, but I was somewhere else. The room/bed/atmosphere, even the smell changed. I opened my eyes and I was standing in my room at Hogwarts. I stared into a mirror, not believing it had worked, and really studying myself to make sure it was real. Staring into a mirror in a dream always gives weird results. But this didn't. For me, it was like a reality check. Then I noticed a house elf. He was scurrying around, making the bed. I asked him to leave the bed alone. I was so excited it had worked and kinda wanted to be alone to take it all in. The elf apologized, left, and then Severus was at the door before I could continue freaking out. He looks at me kinda strange and asked if I was okay. I tell him yes. Okay. So I've seen people ask if you can dream in your desired reality, and I'm here to confirm you can. I fell asleep in my DR, and I had a dream that the two realities mixed, like I was in my old reality but with Snape. Only I know it was a dream because it just felt dream-like. When I woke up from the dream, I was back in my bed at Hogwarts, and he was asleep next to me. I was still amazed all this was real, and my thought was to come back here to my current reality, just to make sure I could. I told myself, wake up, which is how I scripted I'd come back, and I instantly woke back up in my current reality, and I felt my consciousness sink back into my body, which was kinda odd. And another thing, I'm already forgetting most of what happened. I see a lot of people asking if you can remember everything when you come back. I don't think you can. It all fades like a dream or a distant memory, unfortunately, at least for me. Next time I manage to go back, I'm going to stay longer and see how it goes. This final story is a user who shifted to a TV show called Code Lyoko, which released in 2004. It's about 4 teenage children who discover a virtual world inhabited by a diabolical AI and take it upon themselves to stop it. This is what she experienced. I've been trying to shift for a few weeks now, and just last night I tried to shift. I didn't think it would work at first, but after a few moments of trying, I felt my center of gravity was different, and I opened my eyes and looked down. It had worked. I had been trying to shift to become Yumi from Code Lyoko, and it actually worked. I was wearing her outfit and everything. She had been in class at the time, so I waited for class to be over. Class ended after a while, and I left with William. We were just about to start talking to each other, but then Jamie called my cell phone, so I rushed to go to the factory. Odd was being attacked by Xana, who had possessed the trees leading to the factory, and Ulrich was already on Lyoko, so I took the gym entrance to the sewers. At first, I didn't know where to go since I didn't script having Yumi's memories, but I recognized all the damage to the walls of the sewers and followed it to the factory. I got to the scanner room and Jamie started virtualizing me, and it was really painful. It was kind of like being ripped apart, except it didn't kill me somehow. It felt like I passed out for a second before I woke up virtualized in the air, and then promptly fell onto the ground. I was in the mountain sector, and Jamie told me to go east, as Ulrich and Alita were getting attacked by a couple of hornets, and Ulrich's sword couldn't reach them. I ran for only a few minutes before I found them. There were 2 swarms of hornets, 3 in each. One swarm came for me and dove to shoot me, but I managed to dodge it before the lasers could reach. Ulrich threw his sword at the swarm and managed to kill 2 of them before the sword fell down into the digital sea. At the same time, I heard Jamie tell us about how Odd was running out of time. I flipped backward and threw my fan at the swarm, trying to hit Alita, and killed 2 of them before Alita used her powers to summon a rock above the third, crushing it instantly. Before Jamie could get him a new sword, Ulrich was devitalized behind me, so we began to run. The hornet started to follow us as a crab popped out in front of us. Alita ran under the crab towards the tower. It shot a laser at me, taking away 30 life points because it hit me in the chest. I got up again and avoided the next one it shot at me before throwing my fan at the hornets, taking down the rest of them. I scripted it so that if any Lyoko warrior died permanently, I would return to my current reality. And since we took so long, Odd died to Xana, which meant that I ended up back in my current reality. I'm planning on returning soon, and I'm really excited to go back. Let me know what you think of these stories. Do you believe them? Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more shifting stories, maybe subscribe. I don't know, up to you. See you in the next video, and good luck on your shifting journeys.